Hi everyone, thanks for joining us at ATSpear. Today we're going to look at the eSight 4. I'd like to send a big thank you to Palmer Vision out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, who let us borrow this product for a couple weeks. I'll put the link to their website down below, but it's palmervision.com. Now, if you're familiar with the eSight line at all, it's really changed. They've gone through a lot of improvements. I wasn't overly impressed with the first one that I demoed several years ago, but this one's a lot different, not only in look, but also in the functionality. So today we're going to take a look at a couple of things and see if it's a good fit for you.
Hello everyone, this is Michael from ATSpear. And today I will be showing you an unboxing of the eSight 4. The eSight will come in this carrying case, which is very durable, very wash resistant. I washed the stain off of it. And you get an arm strap so you can carry it like a laptop bag, which just clips on the sides. Also get a quick start guide and a full product manual. So now that we've unboxed it, I'm going to show you everything in the carrying case. Let's just unzip. Everything fits neatly inside. First is your eSight. I'll go over this more in a minute. You get your charging cable and power block, and these are proprietary, so do not lose these. You get a remote to control your eSight. And you get 2 batteries, and these each will last about 3 hours apiece, so you can get through your whole work or school day. So next I will show you the eSight device and the buttons, features, and ports that are on the device. So on the right hand side, these grooves are to help you find it, but this is a touch menu where you can swipe forward to zoom in, or you can swipe back to zoom out. And if you're in the menu, this works like a mouse. Also on the right side are 2 buttons. The big one is for power. The small one is for the menu. And these things that look like cogs or gears, these are so you can move the device closer or farther away from your head, depending on what you need. And this one in the middle will pull the battery pack farther or closer to your head, so it will fit comfortably. On the right side is a USB-C port. You can plug this into your computer to put movies or pictures or digital books onto the device or take them off. And if you're stationary, this will power the device without a battery. On the left-hand arm, the port on the back is a HDMI port, so you can connect the device to a computer or your television, and you can see what is on the computer or television within the device. Although the manual looks very thick and intimidating, when you open it up, the reason it's so thick is they used very large font and lots of pictures to show you what they're talking about, as you can see.
Now I'm ready to go through some actual testing of this eSight 4, and there's no better test than actually in the kitchen. Now, I've already done a few runs of it, and the first thing I found was I was having trouble with focus. And so what helped is we pulled out the manual, and we went to one of these pages where there's a whole lot of words, And I adjusted the eSight, what worked best for me on this kind of print. And then that made a big difference, that when I started playing with things in my cabinet, it worked well. And again, this has got really large size menu so that you can see things easily. First thing you might notice is that I'm actually wearing my glasses under here. And then I read that in the manual that, you know, a lot of people still wear glasses, and that's totally okay, because this actually sits on your face in front of your glasses. So I'm leaving that on so that I have some visual acuity, and then I still have magnification. But this front flips up or down as needed. And you can see they've got a page in the manual where they've given you instructions on what activities you might flip it up and what activities you might flip it down. And I've got the remote sitting over here handy, but I've kind of gotten good at the side controls now, so I don't think I'll need it. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull a spice out of the cabinet at random. All right, so I can see this front side pretty big. This is crushed red pepper. But if I turn this around on the back, there's a recipe there, and this is really small font. This is probably size 4 or 5 font. This is really itty bitty. Okay, so I'm gonna put these down now to go ahead and read. Ooh, wow. One thing we notice is your instinct is to kind of put things up front like this, but really you can keep it at a natural distance. And I can quickly read this. Chicken quesadillas, mix 2 cups each cooked chicken and shredded cheddar cheese, 1 cup chopped tomatoes, 1/4 cup chopped green onions, and 1/2 teaspoon each of crushed red pepper, allspice, thyme leaves. So this was real easy. I can flip this back up. It was real easy for me to flip it down, read this tiny print, flip it back up. I probably wouldn't need magnification to dump some of this in a pot. So far, I like that. I think that's a win. Okay, I'm gonna look at the calories and things like that on this peanut butter. Ooh, wow, 190 calories, serving size 2 tablespoons. Oh my gosh, 140 milligrams of sodium, total carbs, 8 grams. So checking the small label, the nutritional label on the peanut butter went really smoothly. One of the things that we noticed a lot about your ability to see when you're wearing these glasses is that lighting was really important. I've turned on my stove light over here because when I had the light off, it was difficult for me to read this menu back here. Like a lot of magnification, it seems like good lighting was important. Well, one of the features that the eSight 4 glasses have is a flashlight. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the flashlight on. So I'm going to put these down. I'm going to use the remote and press the menu button. And now I have a flashlight, and I don't know how much it'll show on camera, but it really made a big difference in my ability to see my cell phone. Flashlight on. I can instantly see the difference between turning it off and on. Flashlight on. One thing that people want magnification for is to read print material. And so when you go to a demonstration for a product, they will have samples of print material, newspaper, print for you to read. But it's always a good idea to bring your own. That way you have a natural demonstration of things that you would read in the real world. I just grabbed a book off my bookshelf. This is To Kill a Mockingbird. And particularly this one is yellowed. It's been left out, got a little wet. The pages are bent. So I figured if we can do this, then we can probably read anything. Now I've already set these to my magnification level, and let's see how we do. Jem was 12. He was difficult to live with, inconsistent, moody. His appetite was appalling, and he told me so many times to stop pestering him that I consulted Atticus. Reckon he's got a tapeworm? Atticus said no, Jem was growing, and I must be patient with him and disturb him as little as possible. So I was able to quickly read this book at an arm's length. I didn't have to do a lot of scanning left and right. You saw a little bit of it, but for the most part, I was able to have the whole book within the screen. And of course, that's going to change based on your magnification level. If I had any suggestion, I would like to have a line bar across the screen, if you know, that you could turn on or off, just to help you keep your place a little bit better. But that was fast and easy. Well, we don't have a school available, but we were trying to simulate what would it be like if you were trying to use the eSight 4 glasses while you're in class. Now, anyone that has visual issues, they tend to get preferential seating as an accommodation, and they sit in the front row anyways. So we tried to guess at what was the average distance of, you know, being in the front row to the board. So Michael is going to sit over there on the couch, and I'm going to pretend to be the teacher and write on our write board. And let's see if he can see what I write. All right, class, today we're going to talk about a 5-paragraph essay. Just like it sounds, a 5-paragraph essay has 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph is the introduction. This is where you're going to wow your audience. Think who, what, when, where, why, get them into the place that your essay is about, and that's where your thesis statement goes. Then you're going to have 3 body paragraphs. And it's a good practice to get a citation or a reference in each of those body paragraphs instead of having them all at the top. And then you're going to have your reference section or bibliography. And here at this school, we use APA format. Okay, so now let's give it a test. Michael, what is this word right here?
Body.
Okay, and what is this word right here?
References.
All right. Looks like you can see the board. Okay, so for our final test, Michael's going to test watching television. So we've got a cartoon from Netflix queued up, and we'll see what he thinks about watching TV.
Where are you? There she is! The lighthouse! The light is gone!
So as you can see, the TV is quite a long distance across the room. So we're going to wrap this up and make our final recommendations. Well, we're done putting through eSight 4 through the ringer. Overall, we're really impressed with the product. It's certainly made leaps and bound improvements over the original eSight that I looked at several years ago. And again, we'd like to thank Palmer Vision for lending it to us and trusting us to give an unbiased opinion of it. And good or bad, overall we liked it. What were the things that you noticed?
The only 2 things I noticed was when you were distance viewing, it wasn't as crisp or clear as I was expecting, but that could fully be user error. And I found the remote was a lot easier to control the device than the touch gestures were. But again, that's user error and practice, and we had a short review period to test the device.
Yeah, I got real good at using navigating on the side, the forward, back, and the up and down, but the tap and then tap and hold, that could take a little bit of practice. I really liked the manual. I thought that was a big positive. You know, it was a little intimidating seeing a big fat book in there, but it was giant pictures, super user-friendly, very little words other than all their disclaimers. I also went and took a look at the eSight website, and that was really easy to navigate. Instantly popped up asking me one of those chat things if I needed to chat with somebody, so I can assume that that means they've got good customer service. The only downside that I have from an assessment standpoint is that we couldn't figure out how you could output what you're seeing on the screen to a monitor. So you're really going to rely on the user to give you an honest, accurate representation of what they're seeing. And sometimes what you'll find is people want a product so badly, they might say, yes, this works, I can see. It would have been nice if I could see what they were seeing, like some kind of mirroring capability. And then lastly, who is this product for? Probably this is best for somebody that has good central vision. So they don't have, you know, if they have restricted field of view, this is good for good central vision. I think that's about it. Overall, we really liked it. It was lightweight. You did say that you had a headache, but that was after wearing it for
That was after we
hours.
tested hours and hours.
hours. And of course, I made it real snug on my head, and I noticed later I probably could have worn it looser, but I was just worried about it like falling. I really like that I could wear it under my glasses.
That was a big plus.
That's a big plus for me. A lot of the devices, you'll get into, you know, getting prescription lenses put in, and they go that route. But the fact that it sat far enough away from my eyes that I could just wear my regular glasses underneath was nice.
It was.
Again, thank you very much for being with us, and we hope that this review was helpful as you go out and make your technology choices.